All right, I'd like to make a motion that we open the Select Board meeting for Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, and look for a second, please.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to open the Select Board meeting for October 10th, 2023.
All right, meeting is officially open. I want to make an announcement. This is recorded by Marshfield Community Media. We may be open the meeting by doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Please all stand. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I just have a couple of short comments to start out this evening. I just want to provide some clarification around some recent comments made at the last Department of Public Works meeting by a board member, just to clarify so the public understands. And I want to let the public know that the Select Board, despite being told at that meeting, that the board does provide funds for private streets with public access. These are mainly dirt roads in our town. That there was some conversation where the Select Board was told that the citizen of the Select Board doesn't provide funding for that, when in fact it does. We annually provide funding of $70,000. I spoke personally with the DPW superintendent, and he told me the funds are more than adequate to provide for twice-a-year grading and hole filling. And we also this year have provided the Select Board $100,000 in extra money, half of which goes to fuel costs because fuel has gone up, and we're also providing an extra $50,000 for maintenance. And I believe we also providing, is it $50,000 for Chapter 90 as well?
$100,000 towards their
Sorry.
Chapter 90 money.
And an additional $100,000 for their road chapter money. So I just did want to clarify, the Select Board does annually fund the maintenance of the private public access roads. Also, I want to bring to the public's attention that there are new and additional floodplain and stretch regulations that are being proposed and implemented in the town. And I think it's very important that the public have a chance to understand the impacts of these regulations, decide whether they really want to embrace them or not. This could be a town meeting matter. So I'm going to ask if I would, Mr. Administrator, to put that on for a public agenda
Will
for
do, sir.
for the next meeting. And we hope you all participate and watch on Zoom. Also, to increase public awareness and Select Board knowledge and public knowledge, I'm requesting, if you would, Mr. Administrator, put a short monthly update by our accountant and treasurer once a month at a Select Board meeting, not War and Peace. Just give us a 50,000-foot overview so we can be provided and the public can be provided with more financial information.
Will do, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that's the Select Chairman's comments. Next we go to the Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very quickly, participated in my weekly call to WATD to discuss various issues and the Select Board agenda. Participated in a meeting with Joe Hackett regarding Conservation Commission and potential membership. Lynn Fiddler joined me at that meeting. Had a meeting with Mike DeMeo regarding the Harbor Dredge project, regarding moorings and other requirements and bids and the federal project and the Army Corps' responsibility. I had a meeting with Ellen Callahan regarding some dead trees on her property and the Riverside area that need to be removed. I've talked to the DPW about it. Participated in an ARPA training by the Inspector General's office on how funds to be spent, and they need to be spent by 2026. I had a meeting with Don McAleer, a member of the advisory board, to review some of the issues that he's reviewing for our special town meeting. Had a meeting with Chief Simpson to review some ongoing issues, including some facility repairs that we're doing at the HQ fire station. Participated in the CRS PPI meeting to discuss fall outreach, open space map requirement, review of the FY23 events, and review ongoing points for FY24. The goal of the committee is to get a 20% reduction and floodplain insurance for our residents who need flood insurance. Had a meeting with the Friends of Peter Igo Park, Bud Dukester, and our recreational director, Craig Jameson, to finalize the MOU to replace Article 13 on the warrant. Once signed, Buddy will pull the article, and the MOU has been reviewed by Town Council and is before the Select Board this evening for their final approval. Meeting with Fred Russell, our facility director, to review ongoing projects. DPW is in their new facility right now, finalizing some additional things at the police project, airport painting and wood replacement in the main terminal, Town Hall steel project. That steel was delivered and being installed today in the building. School playgrounds, it includes wood chips, dog park security cameras, and the Rec Department Coast Guard office. We're putting up fence at the bottom of the hill to prevent cars from going up there and doing donuts and ruining the lawn. Also protect the kids when they sled. Participated with the airport manager and Fred Russell regarding a new airport sign. It's been missing since the storm of 2018. Participated in a meeting with the consultants, CLA and Eric Kinshoff, regarding ongoing closure of FY23 books and the Munis conversion. Participated in a meeting with Senator Patrick O'Connor, the Daniel Webster Trust, regarding state assistance to fix their chimneys using state funds if possible. Participated in Capital Budget Committee meeting. Committee voted all of the articles that needed to be voted for the special town meeting. Jack Griffin, the chair of the committee, resigned from the committee and as chair at the end of the meeting. Participated in a meeting with the Collins Center and Danielle Kerrigan, our HR director, regarding them putting together a marketing piece and helping us attract candidates to the town accountant vacant position. Participated in a meeting with Rosie Kavlish regarding a review of our utility bills. Rosie manages our utility bills, and we meet quarterly to go over those bills. Participated in the opening of the Green Harbor dredge bids in the Select Board chamber. AMG was the lowest, most qualified bidder. Contract to be awarded tonight by the Select Board, $1.1 million. That goes on top of the $2.9 million that the federal government's investing in their portion of the dredge project. Participated in a Zoom meeting with Good Energy regarding updates on DPU regulations and House Bill 3852, a bill that's in the legislature that will empower municipalities with existing electrical load aggregation programs to be more effectively updated and operate their programs and foster expansion of their electricity. Participated in a meeting on repairs and improvements to Uncle Bud's Skate Park with Craig Jameson, our rec director, and Chris Cuneo, a member of the Skate Park Committee, and they're going after some CPC funding to make those improvements. Meeting with Lynn Fiddler and Mr. Zambello regarding the Capital Budget Committee, new member for the Capital Budget, and I know the board will be taking action this evening. Participated in the Mass Association of Conservation Commissioners training, took the Fundamentals of Wetland Protection Act. Participated in a tour of the Alamo building. I took Ms. Fiddler over for a tour, first time inside that building since she was very young and attended that school.
5th grade.
I didn't want to give it away.
That was a couple years ago.
I won't say anything.
Participated in a luncheon for veterans from the Brockton VA with spinal cord injuries. The DAV hosted them. Veterans Agent Lisa and Karen were there. Karen and Lisa were there. And Lynn Fiddler also attended. And there was a nice luncheon provided for those people. A lot of them are in pretty bad shape. They're in wheelchairs. They need assistance in eating and stuff. But they were really happy. It was an absolutely beautiful day. People were sitting out in the porch, so it was a nice activity, to have our community sponsor something like that. And the DAV is very generous. That is a town building. It was a police station at one time, so it was nice to see that. I had a meeting with Mark Ford from the advisory board regarding articles that he's working on for the warrant, and I had a meeting with Mike DeMayo regarding dredging update. We talked about the moorings being removed by Atlantic Coast and Tug, which began on October 5th. The marinas are opening up spots for the fishermen that can afford to go in there to accommodate some of the fleet. The Army Corps of Engineer dredge contractors arrived and will begin their dredging on October 12th. The Select Board will award the dredge contract to AMG tonight. The federal government dredge is being done for the Army Corps by Burnham Associates. I mentioned it was $2.9 million. Town's dredge is $1.1 million, and that includes the 2 alternate bids. And on the town dredge removal, we'll be removing 8,700 cubic yards of material. The dredge must be completed by January 31st. The target date's December 31st, but we're allowed to petition for the additional 30 days if need be, depending on weather, so that would be January 31st. And pre-dredge survey, which has to be done by the Army Corps, it would be done the end of this week or no later than the beginning of the week, so that the feds can begin on the 12th. And the material is being shipped by barge 26 miles to right off the coast of Wellfleet. And that is Cape Cod disposal area. That's where they selected that the dredge spoils would go. So at that mileage, that's about 2 barges a day back and forth. So, while the barge is out, they'll start stockpiling. The stop barge comes in, they load it, goes back out. Barges don't move that slow. Mr. Kilcoyne, is a sea captain, and he could probably figure out how long it would take to get out there. But it seems like a great distance to go, but that's what was identified. So Mike's really, I just want to say he's doing a great job with the coordination and communication. A lot of the job keeping, it's tough because right now this is the high point of commercial fishing for our lobster fleet. So he's had to make arrangements. A number of boats are tied together. If you have a brother that's there, you're tied to your brother's boat. If you have a relative, you're tied to your relative's boat. I don't know, Mike must have had some madness in doing that. Hopefully everyone gets along down there and we can get it done. That is my report, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Administrator. So without objection from my colleagues, I'd like to move, sorry. How did I forget this? We have, under the appointments, we have Detective Goodwin providing us with an IT update. You people are going to enjoy this.
Thank you, everybody.
Nothing makes people more interested than IT discussions.
Do not fall asleep, please. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Evening, Detective. Thanks for coming in.
So I was asked to give an update with stuff that's going on around town with the IT, so I'd be more than happy to. I love talking about this stuff. Currently, we're upgrading our much-needed servers. We've been doing that for the last few months. Obviously because they're old and outdated, but we need that for security reasons. We're trying to move a lot of our critical applications to cloud-based, which there's numerous security reasons why you want to go cloud-based. We're almost finished with the town fiber to connect all the municipality buildings all back to town hall so we can monitor any devices that we need to. We're currently doing access control to all the doors in town hall for security. We're going to start doing what's called a cyber pen test. And for those who know what a pen test is, it's basically a penetration test that a third-party company will test our system for vulnerabilities. It's a great feature to do a couple times a year, the more the merrier. That way once they identify any place that's a vulnerability, we can correct it before a real hacker gets in. We have been, and we still are, sending out periodic phishing emails through a state website to test all of our employees. They go through some training, then they might get an email at some point, and if they click on it, and they shouldn't have, it says, all right, you're close, but now you go through more training. So they love seeing those. Over the last few months, we're starting to utilize our two-factor authentication. So anytime someone logs in remotely, they will either get it on their phone or an email so they can just verify who they are. That should be on every device, which we're getting there. A lot of these things that we're doing, they're based off of the Maya, our Maya insurance for cybersecurity. They have guidelines and requirements that we sign off on, like two-factor. We do two-factor. That way if we ever get ransomware and Maya sees that we didn't cover that, or didn't do that, they're not going to cover us. So we have to follow those guidelines. I have one of the IT employees now in a cybersecurity training class out of Bridgewater. Our domains are Town of Marshfield and our Marshfield Police and Marshfield Fire. I have all those listed with the State Fusion Center. And what that does is a lot of people might use their email, their town email, to buy, a plane ticket or something. And they might use the same password that they use in the town hall they do to buy this plane ticket. So what the Fusion Center does is any of these big corporations that might get hacked or have a password leak, they look for our domains. And if they see any of our domains pop on any sort of password leak, they email me right away. And then I can go in, I can check our servers and say, okay, that's an old employee, make sure that all his data is out of our system, which usually it is. Or if it's a current employee, I'll go to them because they'll tell me what the password is. And I'll go to the employee and say, hey, is this your current password? If they say yes, and I say, well, not anymore. But that's a great feature that the State Fusion Center does for us for free. We've been utilizing that here for years. We're going to be upgrading our server room with security upgrades. Not going to get too deep into that. And the last couple of things is a dog park camera we're working on. They said they're going to start that in 2 weeks. So that's huge. And then a big thing is our hearing room, our new hearing room. When the AC is on or the heater is on, it's hard to hear anybody who's talking. So I talked with our AV vendor, and I've already signed the quote. We got it approved, and they're going to come in and hook up some ceiling speakers and possibly floor speakers that will alleviate all that. So that should make everybody happy with being able to hear the speakers.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. So those are kind of the major projects that we're doing through the IT department. I mean, it's never ending. We're still working with the DPW. We got all the computers installed there. I think the last thing we have to do there is the Wi-Fi. And once the Wi-Fi is up on an IT standpoint, that's good to go. And then once all the fiber is done with all the municipality buildings, then we can connect them all, and it'd be great. So, and then I also listed on this sheet just some best practices that the town IT department uses. Excuse me, just to try to help our employees, with, use strong passwords, the multi-factor. I explained to them what that is. We keep all our software up to date, all our antivirus, our malware software. We do regular backups to numerous locations around town. Again, I won't get into where. We educate the employees by doing that training for the cybersecurity. Obviously, we're implementing the access control. We do have an incident response plan that Jay McGillis and I kind of created, in case there was a critical event, whether it's ransomware or physical, fire in the server room. We have a plan in place. Okay, this is who we need to contact. This is where we're going to get our data from. This is where we're going to get our new machines from. Let's get this rolling now. So we do have a plan in place. Hopefully, we'll never have to use it, knock on wood. We also like to secure our mobile devices. We monitor our accounts and devices the best we can. I mean, we have a lot around town, but we do the best we can. And we're constantly keeping an eye on our firewall, because our firewall tell us how many times outside countries are trying to attack our IP address. And I'll be honest, it happens every single second. The police, the fire, everybody. You look at our logs, and it just shows outside third world countries just hammering. So it's good that we have firewalls in place. So with all that, any questions?
I'll leave it up to my colleagues to start, and then if there's any questions I may have afterwards, I will add on. Vice Chair.
Hi, Todd.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. So I learned a couple of things just in this little conversation. I've been interested in the process because cybersecurity is critically important. And I know that you guys are on it day to day, 24 hours, 7 days a week. So my question to you was, in the education of the employees, is that a part of their regular training? Is it a monthly, quarterly, or is it when something's going on, you have to kind of
Yep, no, it's, I
shoot
believe
from the
I believe
hip
it's
sometimes,
quarterly.
I'm sure? Okay.
You have, it's a long training process. There's numerous modules you have to go through. It's and we don't just hit everybody at once. We'll do 25 employees here, and the next month or two, we do another 25. We ultimately hit everybody. And then we get a report, and then through the Maya insurance, we have to have, I think it's like a 70% completion, you know, because you might have guys that just won't do it. And then we'll follow up with them if we need to. But as long as we get 7%, Maya insurance is okay with that. You know, but it's quarterly, but it's year round, you know.
So, excuse me, Chair.
Yes.
Do you mind if I address Mike? So,
Go ahead.
when we were at the conference back in February, I sat in on a seminar that was geared in on this. So, and on the insurance. So can you just share the insurance side of the technology and the IT?
I'd be happy to,
Thank you.
Ms. Fiddler. So, Ms. Fiddler is talking about, we went to the MMA, Maya was there and talked about the importance of having cybersecurity. However, Maya will only give you cybersecurity if the town and municipality is doing everything they need to do to keep their systems updated. And I can tell you that thanks to the leadership of the Select Board invested over $1 million in cybersecurity over the last 14 months to beef up our firewalls, and I think we have a pretty good system because we've made that kind of major investment, and we have the consistent training, which Todd makes sure everyone does, including myself. I have to take those courses. I just lucked out this morning. I put the computer on as a little note, dear Mr. Maresco, it's time for the next segment. There's like 5 classes that I have to take over the next, month. They give you about a month to go through them. It's almost like one a week. Sometimes they take maybe, some are as quick as 15 minutes, some might take 30 minutes. But it really gets you to think, because the further you go, the much more challenged you are is looking at the IP address. So if we weren't doing that, we wouldn't be able to get the insurance. I do the optional cyber insurance, and they verify that we do trainings, that our firewall's updated, meets the codes of today. So we have to constantly be investing money. If not, then we can't get the insurance.
Thank you for that.
And to go along with the employees doing that training, I do find, and I was actually surprised, that a lot of employees actually, they're happy with themselves when they find a suspicious email, because they'll forward it to us.
Yeah.
And they'll say, is this a test? And we'll look at it and say, no, that's actually a legit spam that made it through. Good for you. And they get all excited, Not everybody, but a lot.
Yeah. The only other thing is phishing. For those like my mother that's probably, it's not FISHING, it's.
PHISING. Yep.
Yes. It's a different type of, it's something, yeah.
Yeah, they make websites that look like your Bank of America, but it's
Right.
not.
Right.
It looks just like it, even the links will look like it, but
Right.
you're going one letter off and you're going to Nigeria.
Right,
Along with your money.
right.
Ready to go.
The floor is yours, Steve.
All right.
Darcy?
Todd, for the chair's benefit, could you please explain what the internet is?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Not that old.
I set you up.
Thank you, both of you. You get no more questions?
I do have one real question. Do you have an analogy for where we were when you first took over, where we are right now, and what the destination looks like?
So from when I took over, I'd say we were probably at like 60% of what I would like to see.
Yep.
With the police station being new, we're at 98% to my satisfaction. The town hall itself, I was going to say it's 60. These projects that you guys approved on months ago, they're still being improved because things take time. My goal in the next 6 months is to be equivalent to what we just built here.
Yep.
There's no reason why we can't do that. We have the funding, you guys approved the funding, we can make it work, and I feel confident with that. So, but that's my end goal, and then we'll start the whole process all over again another 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Todd.
Detective Goodwin, I do want to tell you, I appreciate your efforts. I mean, we can provide, authorization for funding, but, you and your team need to actually make it work, because I truly believe, as we spoke earlier, a top priority is protection of cyber attacks. I mean, they're debilitating. They lock up the town's funds. You have to pay ransom to get all your records unlocked. So I know you've got that as a top priority. As far as storage, are our servers compartmentized? So if one gets attacked, we've got duplicates, or can you just give us quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the way the town's laid out, we have, the town hall, which is kind of the, central, the police, the fire, DPW, council on aging, library, wastewater. The way the town is set up is everybody is segmented. So if somebody happens to get into town hall, they can't get into the police. They can't get into the fire. It's almost like if they hack their way into the town hall, they have to do that whole process all over again just to get to the fire department, just to get to the police. So one, it's going to slow them down. And with our latest antivirus, the minute something happens, we're going to be notified. So they won't have time to get anywhere else, and we can just shut down the connections. So yeah, everybody is like separate. And that's the way you want it,
I appreciate that. So we know we've funded a fair amount to get us up to where we should be. You said, the new facilities are pretty much there. Some of our other facilities have some, room for growth. Do you anticipate any significant capital expenditure requests to achieve your goals?
Right now, we are applying for a state grant that Mr. Moresco forwarded to us a couple weeks ago. And we're going to try to get some switches, which are devices that will connect all these wires together for us. They're outdated. I'd like to get those upgraded. But that's going to be covered by this grant if we get approved for it. Roughly, it's about 150 is our rough estimate to buy them and install them. And then after that, then I'm going to start looking at 5-year goals. Because the computers that we have now, even here at the police, what are they, year-old? In the next four years, I'm going to be looking to upgrade. And someone I spoke to earlier had a great idea about looking at some options on leasing them, and I thought that was an excellent idea, which I'm absolutely going to look into.
Great.
And if the number's there, then there's no way I would say no to not do the lease. So
Yeah, sometimes it's best to treat things as a variable rather than fixed cost.
absolutely. Yep.
Most of my colleagues have any other questions? Thank you very much for coming in, Detective.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
It may be great, I don't know what my colleagues feel, that maybe because this is a process, maybe you'd like to come back maybe on a quarterly basis and give us, a 10-minute update.
Yeah.
That way the public's also notified of our progress and how the
Yeah.
money's being spent.
I love talking about it. I know boring
can
at times,
tell.
but it gets me excited. Sorry.
Because everyone gets very excited when they talk about
I know,
IT
right?
and computers.
So, well, I have a great team, and I'm proud of them. So
They are a great team, there's
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you,
you
Detective,
so
for coming in. So without objection from my peers, since we have a room, I assume, for pickleball players, that, could I move 3 to 1? Would that be all right, Vice Chair?
That's fine with me.
All right. So 3 is it's a discussion and vote to sign the Friends of Peter Igo Park MOU, and this is Memorandum of Understanding. Mr. Moresco, I know we've talked about this quite a bit. It was going to be an article in the town warrant. We spoke to the Friends of Peter Igo Park, I believe, and we came to the conclusion the best pathway forward was just a memorandum of understanding.
That is correct, Mr.
Clarify some
Chairman.
existing things and just memorializing them, put them in writing.
It will.
Would you just maybe hit the key ones?
Sure,
Thanks.
absolutely. The MOU between the town of Marshfield and Peter Igo Park really is a needed document that outlines how the working relationship between the Friends of Peter Igo Park and the town's recreation department will operate. The MOU leaves all the programs in place the way they are now. There's no limitations on pickleball, there's tennis, there's bocce, there's sailing, there's kayaking, et cetera. All the types of activities will continue to take place there. Over the years, there have been many concerns, questions, and uncertainties about policies, procedure, and rules in regards to Peter Igo Park and the roles of the Friends of Peter Igo Park in the town and recreation department. working together. So the MOU immortalizes that relationship to a piece of paper, so that, both groups will
Yeah.
work together.
And everyone knows exactly
With
roles and
congeniality.
responsibilities.
Yep. The MOU also serves as a written document that thoroughly explains these policies so that Peter Igo Park folks know what they're responsible for, and the rec department ultimately is responsible for everything. The MOU can be referred to when issues arise and get questions and concerns. And it gets into, maintaining the core services that are there now, but also gets into, that's a very environmentally sensitive area. And I know that the chairman remembers when he was chair of the Conservation Commission, there was a small issue where some rules weren't followed. So this will improve the communication to make sure that we never go down those roads again, that we're following all the conservation restrictions on that land, et cetera. And the MOU is before the board tonight to sign. The board would sign it, and the Recreation Department has reviewed it, the Friends of Peter Igo Park have reviewed it. Craig Jameson's talked to Buddy Dukester, and everyone seems okay. Board's gonna sign it, the Rec Department has authorized Craig Jameson to sign, so that they don't have to convene another meeting and sign. And then the Friends of Peter Igo Park will sign, and then that will negate Article 13.
Fantastic. Although this is not a public hearing, where we have comments from the public, is there anyone that would like to ask a question regarding this, since you've come all this way? Come on up if you would, sit down, and just identify yourself and address.
I feel special.
You are.
My name is Mary Chalmers. I lived at Elderberry Lane in Brant Rock. Okay, when you say negate, okay, does this mean that there is not going to be a lease that is signed for $1 for so many years?
Mr. Chairman, do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, take that. I cannot
Yes,
answer
that is
question.
correct. So that negate means just that, that doesn't exist any longer. So that whole Article 13 will be removed, and the MOU will serve in its place.
Okay, so the rec department is in charge.
That is
Rec
correct.
Department is in charge.
Of
It's
all
under the
parks.
care- It's under the care and custody of the Recreation Department.
Okay, so basically Article 13 does not exist.
Article 13 is going to be not
Done.
taken.
Pulled by Buddy Dukester, correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Come on up, sir.
Come on down. Mark Vogel, 183 Ridge Road. Michael, can you tell us how long the MOU is for? Because Craig had alluded it was for 3 years.
It is for 3 years.
All right.
So we'll do 3 years, and then, barring no issues, it will come back, and we can extend it for another 3 years.
Okay, so it's a 3-year term.
Yes.
All right, that was my question. Thank you.
That was an easy one, too. Any other questions? Come on up. You pickleball players are quite inquisitive.
Adrian Michaud, 30 C Street. Is this between the town and Friends of Peter Igo Park?
That is correct.
Exclusively? So Marshfield Tennis isn't?
It's not part of it, that's
It's
correct.
not referred to?
They're a
in the-
vendor that comes in and uses our facility.
They're not referred to in the MOA?
No.
You're welcome.
Hello?
Yes, is that Ann's iPhone that spoke?
It is, it is. This is
Gillespie. Gillespie.
Ian Gillespie, 90 Statesman Terrace, Marshfield. I happen to be the USA Pickleball Ambassador for Marshfield, and I want to thank you for working on this MOU and, putting it ahead of the other articles so we don't have to wait like we have for all the other meetings. But thank you very much, Mike and Recreation Department for working this out.
You're very welcome.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, while Ian's on there, could you ask her to she can give maybe a little pitch for, they're doing an event fundraiser for veterans
Oh,
at
yes, they
Peter
are.
Igo.
Ann, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
You're doing a fundraiser, aren't you?
I am for the, we're having a scramble this weekend, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so would you want to maybe just put out a little press on that?
Sure, yeah, we are having a pickleball scramble this weekend at IGO from 8 to 12. And we are raising money for NeighborWorks, which provides housing and support for veterans. And we're going to support the Marshfield Veterans Home and their residents with this fundraiser. and we are actually sold out.
Oh, excellent.
However, I've been on the radio today, and we're trying to get veterans to come to watch, and so we can show them our support, and maybe they'll learn a thing or two about pickleball.
Fantastic. Great effort. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us know. Okay, I think we've got everybody's questions answered? Yes. Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for coming in. I'll tell you, the agenda still has some fun things on it. You might want to stay. They can be very...
Show the IT.
It was quite enough? Okay.
The article is pulled for sure.
At town meeting.
At town meeting. But if you see that we sign the MOU, then that's done. I can say it's pretty well done. I mean, all the parties have spoken, all the parties agree. This is the formality where the select board, as the authorizing board, actually signs the agreement.
So on October 16th, when there's a town meeting,
Yes?
is this article not going to be there?
It's on the warrant, so Buddy will request that it be passed over.
Do we have to be, should we show up again?
It's always great to
Always
show
better
up
to
at
show up.
town meeting.
And bring plenty of
Why
friends.
would you ask that question?
And don't leave.
And don't leave.
Yes, this is the select board.
Stay the whole, always.
Yeah, it should move fairly quickly, town meeting.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks for coming in. I love having people coming in. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
you're very welcome. Without objection from my colleagues, we have number 9.
We have to do the motion.
Oh, we'll make the motion. I would like to make a motion. Sorry, thank you very much. I would like to make a motion that the board moves to approve and sign the MOU between the Friends of Peter Igo Park and the town of Marshfield. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fidler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve and sign the MOU between the Friends of Peter Igo Park and the town of Marshfield.
Now we'll move to, I'd like to, without objection from my colleagues, to move number 9 to the next discussion. We have Mr. Joseph Zambello, I believe I'm pronouncing his name right, who is up for a discussion and vote for appointment of the Capital Budget Committee. Mr. Zambello, are you there?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, I am. Good evening.
There you are, sir. Good evening. So this is discussion and vote for your appointment to the Capital Budget Committee. I'll give it to my colleagues. Any questions you want to ask, or any concerns, or you want to
I'll
proceed with
just
the
share really
vote?
quickly. So Joe is a perfect candidate, I believe, for the capital budget committee, and I endorse him wholeheartedly. He's a great guy. His resume is fantastic, and I think he will be a great addition to that committee. So I look forward to working with you and seeing you around town once you get back. Yeah.
Look forward to it, too.
Well, I thank you very much for volunteering. We have a difficulty in recruiting people, so I do applaud you. And also, I looked at your resume as well, and I think someone that spent so many years with Fidelity, with high net worth operations, client services, Group 5 president, treasurer, deputy treasurer, and head of transfer oversight, you'll be a fantastic addition to our capital budget committee. And I'll give it to Mr. Darcy.
I can't add anything new or better than what you and Lynn said, so.
Well, then I would like to make a motion that the board moves to appoint Joseph Zambello to the capital budget committee. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Fidler. Excuse me, Miss.
That was a winner.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Would you like to start over, Mr. Administrator, please?
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Yes, that is
Ms. Fidler. Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to appoint Mr. Zambello to the Capital Budget Committee.
I'm glad it's not always me.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, Joe, thank you.
Look forward to working with everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for volunteering, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now I'm going to move back.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to do number 19? For
19,
the fire
19.
chief?
Is the chief there? Oh, Chief Simpson, I'm sorry, I didn't see you as the chief. Thank you, Stephen.
Sure thing.
Thought I was so on the ball on that one today.
You've been on a heater. You've been doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you. 19. The surplus equipment. This is one of my favorite things. Chief Simpson, are you there?
You probably saw what he was.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm making banana nut muffins for my daughter.
No problem, Chief. We're taking it out of order, so you probably weren't ready for that, so that you can continue to have a evening life with your family. So this is a discussion and vote on request for permission to declare surplus, and as all my colleagues know, this is one of my favorite things to discuss and vote on. I understand that you have a few items here. Are you able to go over them? If not, I have them in front of me.
Yeah, you can, if you could read them off to me, Mr.
Sure.
Chairman, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, this is a letter from the chief to the Marshfield Select Board, and the following fire department items have been deemed obsolete or in disrepair effective 9/30/2023. There are 6 chairs, 1 table, 1 damaged and unrepairable 1980s particle board desk. You couldn't fix a 1980s desk, Chief?
We used probably 3 gallons of glue, but at this point, it's non-salvageable.
1 large container of damaged obsolete radio parts, wires, and antennas. We all have a box of those at home. Containers of obsolete firefighter training manuals, obsolete particle board file drawers, and lengths of old fire hose that have failed the pressure test during annual inspection. Do I have any comments from my colleagues or questions for the chief?
I'm good.
Stole my jokes.
All right, Chief, then I would like to make a motion that we accept and approve the request for the Marshfield Fire Department to declare, as we just stated, the surplus items previously read into the record deemed obsolete or in disrepair effective September 30th, 2023. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fidler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the fire chief to declare items obsolete.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
night.
All right. Anyone else out there? I think we're good. So next, I'd just like to make an announcement to the town. We do have on action items, item number 1, and the town meeting is going on as planned.
That is
So
correct.
that is the update. So I want to make sure everyone knew that, because we've seen a lot of comments on social media about go to the town meeting, so we want to make an announcement that it is going on as planned. Number 2 is going to be a discussion vote to sign a purchase and sale agreement for 2160 Ocean Street. That's item number 2 in your packet. This is going to be a great connection to our existing land, Michael.
That is correct.
It's down on 139. I'll let you brief the public on this. I know this has been very long in negotiations.
Sure. This is the parcel of land that at one time had a building that was falling into itself. It's between the gas station and the South River
Put a
Park.
fence around it.
Put a fence around it. It was owned by a local businessman. He was going to develop it as his dad passed away, and the mother decided that she would like to sell it. For a long time, the town, the Open Space Committee, was interested in purchasing that because it opens up some more of the South River to the general public. So they're going to do if town meeting supports it, they're going to do a continuation of the South River Park to that parcel right up to that gas station. They want to increase that wooden boardwalk into there to give people better access, and they'll clean it up and do some plantings very similar to how it's laid out at the South River Park. And it's important to note, because if Bill Finn was here, he'd be telling me to remind people that the South River is a national
Landmark.
a
Designated
national landmark. Designated actually all the way back in 1969, and a few years ago, we did have a plaque unveiling finally after all of the decades that had gone by. So that is a very, very significant, nationally recognized river, and this affords an opportunity for our residents to have greater access to that asset.
Thank you. It is my understanding also that this would be CPC money that is paid for this. This contract's been reviewed by town council. Both parties are in agreement. We've had a chance to review it ourselves, and I do believe it has to go to town meeting as well, correct, Michael?
That is correct.
So any further discussion on item number 2?
Not for myself. thank
Hearing
you.
none, then I'd like to make a motion, the board moves to approve and sign the purchase sale agreement of the purchase of 2061 Ocean Street. CPC funds will be used to purchase this piece of land identified in Open Space Committee for purchase by the town to extend the South River Park. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve and sign the purchase and sale agreement for 2160 Ocean Street.
We're getting some good ones this evening. So the next one is for the dredging. It's a discussion vote for approval for the dredging of the award, maintenance for improvement of the dredging contract of 2023 GHI-1 AGM to AGM Marine Contractors, Inc. This is long overdue. We solely need it for our fishermen, recreational boaters in Green Harbor. And we went over it a little in the administrator's notes. Any questions or comments on the contract?
No, I'll just reiterate the base bid and for the north and south pier basins, and then the bid for alternate 1 was the north seawall basement, and then alternate 2 was the new town channel, which is encompassing that full figure, 1,104,010. I don't have my other glasses on, but I
Yeah,
think
and
that's
$10.
correct. Did I
That
get
is
it right,
correct.
Michael?
That is correct.
Yes, you did,
Okay.
Ms. Fiddler.
So they were, I think we went out to bid. We had one person respond. We went back out to bid, and we got a more favorable contract, I believe, Mr. Minister.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Very well done. Thank you. You saved the town some money.
Yes. Mr. DeMayo did. He does a.
Mr. DeMayo did.
Harbor Master DeMayo does a
Albert Master
fantastic
Mayo,
job.
thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Mr. Darcy, any comments, questions? If not, I'll move forward with a motion.
Good to go.
All right, on number 4, then, I'd like to make a motion, the board moves to award the Green Harbor Maintenance and Improvement Dredging Contract to AGM, Marine Contractors, Inc., in the amount of $1,104,010, which includes alternates 1 and 2 of the contract. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to award the Green Harbor Maintenance and Dredge Contract to AGM Marine Contractors, Inc., in the amount of $1,104,010.
The next here is a discussion and vote to sign the treasurer collector's employment contract. As everyone know that we just made an offer to a new treasurer. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that he starts at the end of this month.
October 30th, you are correct, Mr. Chairman.
We're very much looking forward to having him here. He interviewed phenomenally. He has experience in waterfront environment. He was in Portland, I believe, and then also he just recently was in Worcester, correct?
Yes.
Which is about 8 times the budget of Marshfield, so I consider ourselves lucky that he relocated to this area, and we had an opening at the same time, so. Any discussions on this contract? This is a standard employment contract reviewed by town council, and
No, I've looked at it several times.
it'll start at the end of this month, and it'll go for 3 years, I believe, Michael, correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Until 2026.
That's correct.
So I know everyone's had a chance to review it, look at it, town council has, Mr. Administrator, you have as well, so I would like to make a motion that the board votes to sign the treasurer's collector's employment contract for Sean W. Strobel, a newly hired treasurer who will begin work in Marshfield on October 30th, 2023. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to vote and sign the treasurer collective Sean W. Strobel's new contract.
Thank you. Number 6 in our packet here. This is on the aggregate. So this is a discussion vote to authorize the town administrator to sign Marshfield on to the efforts related to House 3852 legislation and act supporting electric load aggregation programs in Massachusetts. I have personally spoken to both our state rep and to our state senator. They both support H 3852. And I'll just turn it over to our town administrator for a quick 50,000 footer. I know you already addressed it in your report.
Thank you. Just very quickly, Mr. Chairman, this will empower municipalities such as ours with existing electric load aggregation programs known as municipal aggregation program to more effectively update and operate their programs and foster expansion of their programs throughout the Commonwealth. This forces DPU to be a little more active, a little more reactive when cities and towns have questions or up to have portions of their plans reapproved or reestablished.
Thank you very much. Then without any further objection, I would like to make a motion that the board moves to vote and authorize the town administrator to sign the town of Marshfield on for efforts relating to House Bill 3852 and acts supporting electric load aggregation programs in Marshfield. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to authorize the town administrator to sign on behalf of the town of Marshfield relating to House 3852 and act supporting electrical load aggregation.
Number 7 on our packet is a discussion vote to sign the determination granting consent to KP Law PC representing the town of Pembroke. My understanding of this, speaking to town council, is that whenever you have someone that's represented you that is representing a neighboring town at the same time, we're made aware of it. And this is kind of a procedural issue here. Do you have anything you'd like to add to that, Mr.
Just very
Minister?
quickly, the reason this came up is that the town of Marshfield, Norwell, and Pembroke are involved in an intermunicipal agreement on public health excellence shared service grant between the town and KP Law. Represents not only Marshfield, Pembroke, and Norwell. And whenever they're asked to get involved, they check with the other communities that are involved in something that they're also involved in. And this is something that's required by the rules of professional conduct of the Massachusetts Bar Association, which mandates that they obtain express permission of the appointing authority of each of their clients before they represent the other. So because they represent all three of us, they have to go to all three of us to have the appointing authority, which is the select board, approve.
Thank you, Mr. Administrator. So with that, I would like to make a motion the board moves to vote and sign the determination consent pursuant with Massachusetts Rules of Professional Conduct, Rule 1.7, representation of the town of Pembroke, Marshfield, Public Health Excellence Group, intermunicipal agreement for the public health excellence for the shared services grant between the town of Pembroke and Marshfield. And that was a mouthful, I'll say on that one. And I'd look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to sign the determination of consent pursuant to Massachusetts Rules of Conduct for KP Law.
Mr. Chairman, if it's okay with you, could we circle back to some questions on action item number 1?
Sure, I'm always open to accommodate any questions we have.
Thank you.
Darcy, you have the floor, yeah.
Sure, if Lynn wanted to go first, if you had any.
No.
Cool, okay.
I'm good.
All right.
So,
Okay, thanks. Mr. Maresco, could you just contextualize the journey to this point and just some of the changes that have occurred, which is why we were able to pull the item and stick to the original date?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Darcy, for the question. So I added this to the agenda because with the 48-hour rule and town meeting coming up very quickly, there are some enormous challenges. As folks know, we're going through a very complex conversion into new legacy software, Munis. We're about halfway through the process. It's very cumbersome. We basically take SoftWrite and Zobrio, which is our normal software that we use. It's very antiquated. It's about 35, 40-year-old software. And we use that to take in the information right now. Some of that is being converted to Munis. A bridge had to be made to get it there. There were some potholes in the bridge where information wasn't making it over. So it was sort of creating a quagmire. We weren't quite sure that we would get everything in order. So there were no interruptions. So we were able to overcome those challenges. Therefore, we don't have to move town meeting, and we're going to proceed as normal on Monday, October 16th at 7 o'clock. The town moderator, Jim Fitzgerald, will gavel town meeting open for business, and we'll get the town's business done.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, you're very welcome. That was number 7. Okay, number 8. Number 8, discussion vote on the town administrator's review and new contract extension. The select board met in executive session to discuss this. We put together, in conjunction with town council, a new contract. It is pretty standard stuff. I know it's big for both the citizens of the town and for the town administrator. We made some small changes to this, not very big. One of the things that we did, we have aspirational goals added this year, and so what that is that it helps delineate select board policy desires and make them congruent with the town administrator as well. So we can sit and set goals. The town select board will select 2, and then the town administrator will have their own goal. We did a in-depth review of and discussion on performance. We did an in-depth discussion and review of peer pay for these a town on peer-sized towns, peer revenue, peer workload, and this is the first time we have given the administrator a pay raise in 3 years. The last contract was a static contract. I personally never like static contracts in business because that means that the employee doesn't get any changes for the term of the contract. In this case, it was 3 years. And then at the end of that, through inflation, all sorts of different things, there needs to be an adjustment. Whereas if you do periodics, annual say, it's a smaller increment, and it also provides you an opportunity for better feedback for like a 360 HR review where the employee talks to you and you talk to them about what, if any, size merit increase there'll be. So we addressed that as well, looked at that. I'm very comfortable. The select board does not make and determine what salaries are in the town, any position in the town. The market determines salary position, and our job is to make sure that we take care of the town's money appropriately, and that I feel very satisfied that we did a complete peer review of surrounding towns. So I think that was all the big stuff. I will leave my memory lapses to my chair and also the clerk if they'd like to add to this.
I would just like to say thank you for committing to the town of Marshfield for another 3 years. Your service is unparalleled, and I know you give this job your utmost attention, and your family. We appreciate their patience with you as you do that. So I look forward to another 1.5 years or whatever the future brings. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I do want to also note that this contract for the town administrator runs from October 1st, 2023 until September 30th, 2026. Hearing no further discussion, I would like to make a motion that we accept and approve and sign the town administrator's 3-year contract from September 30th, 2023 through September 30th, 2026. I'll look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the town administrator's contract for 3 years.
And take some more vacation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I
Take more
appreciate that.
vacation.
I will. Thank you.
I only say that, the public may not understand it, but Mr. Marisco's work ethic is that he only ended up taking about a week a year, and I'm always trying to get him to rest and relax a little more. You're very welcome. 9 we already did. 10, that's a discussion vote on the appointment of the Conservation Commission. Corey Miles. Is Corey Miles up there? I do not see Corey Miles up there. Any questions regarding Corey Miles' experience? I did get a letter from the chair supporting this appointment.
I had a few great conversations with Corey as she was trying to determine where she would fit into this volunteer process. And her resume, again, is terrific for the Conservation Commission. And she did follow up our meetings with and sit down with the Conservation Chair and their administrators. So I look forward to another person joining that Conservation Commission, and she's going to be terrific, so, yay. That's it.
You know, it's a great last name for recreational trails, but we'll accept conservation.
Look at that, she can do whatever. Nice lady.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
It's always about the joke.
Curry Miles has great experience, coastal management officer, environmental planner, and so I would like to, without any further objection, make a motion that the board moves to appoint Corey Miles to the Conservation Commission. Looking for a second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to appoint Corey Miles to the Conservation Commission.
Next, number 11 is another appointment. It's great having these appointments. A discussion and vote on the appointment to the Waterways Committee. There's a recent opening there of William Sullivan. He comes highly recommended by the chairman, Bill Kerrigan, of the Waterways Committee. I spoke to Mr. Kerrigan about this, and I'll open up for a discussion.
Look forward to Mr. Sullivan coming on board. He's a graduate of Mass Maritime, marine engineering, 25 years as chief, and most importantly, he likes our rivers and our waterways, so he's got the background for it, so terrific.
And he also
Great
has completed the
appointment.
background checks,
Yep.
just for everyone to know.
Yep.
Good.
Okay. Then I would like to make a motion that we approve William Sullivan to the Waterways Committee. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to appoint William Sullivan to the Waterways Committee.
All right. Now we move on to the exciting stuff that we always like every meeting. This is going to be a discussion and vote for a peddler's license for Shine Mobile Coffee. I'll open up for discussion. It's a truck application for Shine Mobile Coffee. They all seem set up with the Board of Health.
All set?
All set.
All right, then I'd like to make a motion that we move to approve the peddler's license for Kathleen, is it Rydell?
Right out.
Yeah, for Shine Mobile Coffee Truck of Bourne, Mass. with hours of operation 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. The applicant is subject to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts motor vehicle laws, the town of Marshfield zoning laws, pending sign-off by the Board of Health, Marshfield Police Department, and Marshfield Fire Department. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve a peddler's license for Catherine Rydell of Shine Mobile Coffee of Bourne.
The next is discussion and vote on an application for a common victualer's license. The Christmas Place Fudge, really good fudge. And it's going to be at the farmer's market. Any discussion, vote by my colleagues? If not, we'll move forward, and I'll make a motion. All right, hearing none, then I'd like to make a motion that the board moves to approve the common victualer's license for Jessica Solprizio
Excellent.
of Marshfield for the Christmas Place Fudge to sell the fudge between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. The fudge will be sold at the farmers markets and other events in the town, pending sign-off from the Board of Health, Marshfield Police Department, Marshfield Fire Department, Building Department, and making sure all the taxes have been paid. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve a common victualer's license for Jessica Samprizio of Marshfield for Christmas Place Fudge.
All right. The next is a discussion and vote on the application for a common vic license. We just did that. The next is a discussion and vote on a one-day liquor license application for James P. Harrington Organization. Any discussions or comments from my peers on this fundraiser?
No, sir.
Hearing none, then I'd like to make a motion that the board moves to approve a one-day all-alcohol license for Diana Scolpanetti, close?
Yes, excellent. Right on target.
Of Marshfield for the James P. Harrington Organization located at 76 Ferry Hill Road in Marshfield on October 14th, 2023, from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. and at the JPH at Ferry Hill for a fundraiser, pending sign-off from the Marshfield Police Department, Marshfield Fire Department, and a copy of the liquor liability insurance certificate. Look for a second.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous approval for a one-day indoor all-alcohol license for Diane Scopanetti, Marshfield, for the James P. Harrington Organization, for October 14th, 5:30 to 9:30 at JPH.
All right, and under the same item, I'd like to make a motion, the board move to approve a one-day indoor wine and malt liquor license for Katie Sherin, for the James P. Harrington Organization located at 76 Ferry Hill Road in Marshfield for October 27th, 2023, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the JPH at Ferry Hill for a fundraiser, pending sign-off from the Marshfield Police Department, Marshfield Fire Department, and a copy of the liquor liability insurance certificate. Look for a second.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve a one-door indoor wine and malt liquor license for Kathy Sheeran for the James P. Harrington Organization for October 27th from 7 to 10 p.m. at JPH.
Okay. The next is item 15, that is discussion and vote on a one-day liquor application for the Family Crest Catering, Inc. This is for a simple liquor license for the Friends of the Marshfield Animal Shelter fundraiser, which is happening at the Daniel Webster Estate this Saturday. I will be going. And any thoughts or comments from my peers? If not, then I'd like to move forward and make a motion that the board moves to approve the one-day all-alcohol liquor license for David Crest, the Family Crest Catering, Inc., for October 14th, 2023, from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. for the Friends of the Marshfield Animal Shelter fundraiser at the Daniel Webster Estate, located at 2238 Webster Street, pending sign-off from the Marshfield Police Department, Marshfield Fire Department, and a letter of liquor liability insurance certificate. Look for a second.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve a one-day all-alcohol license for David Crest, Family Crest Catering, for an event on October 14th for the Friends of the Marshfield Animal Shelter.
All right. The next is item number 16, which is discussion vote on amending a one-day liquor license previously approved on August 7th, 2023. The event moved to October 28th, 2023. This is for the Duxbury Food and Wine Festival. And without hearing any comments or request comments from my peers, and I'd like to make a motion, the board moves to amend the one-day wine and malt liquor license previously approved by the board on August 8th, 2023, for the Duxbury Food and Wine Festival to take place on September 23, to be reapproved for the event to take place on October 28th, 2023, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the same location, the Winslow House, located at 634 Carswell Street, pending sign-off from the Marshfield Police Department, which have requested that the outside serving area must be roped off and the servers must be TIPS certified. Marshfield Fire Department, and a copy of the liquor liability insurance certificate. Look for a second.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to switch the date from September 23rd, 2023 to October 28th, 2023, from 3 to 8 p.m. at the Winslow House for the Duxbury Food and Wine Festival.
All right. Number 17 is a discussion vote and request for permission to accept 10 donations for veteran services. These are always great things to do, so I'm just going to read it very quickly, if I may, so they may get proper. This is a permission to accept $150. These all will go to the Marshfield Veteran Services from PENCOM, Inc., in memory of Jake Bonney. We have one of $25, again going to the Town of Marshfield Veteran Services, $25 from Mr. and Mrs. Greg Conley, in memory of Jake Bonney. This is going to the Marshfield Veteran Services. It's $100 donation from Mr. and Mrs. Robert Woodner, in memory of Jake Bonney. We have another $100 donation going to the Marshfield Veteran Services from Gear Inc., Miss Susan Rogers, in memory of Jake Bonney. We have another one going to Marshfield Town Services. This is for the amount of $25 from a Miss Lisa Antonelli. We have a $20 donation going to the Marshfield Veteran Services from a Miss Nancy Kessinger. We have a $25 donation go to the Marshfield Veteran Services from a Mr. and Mrs. John Chandler. We have a $25 donation coming from Miss Dorothy Curtis going to the Veteran Services. Also going to Veteran Services, a $100 donation from Applied Systems Consulting and Paul Gaynor family in memory of Jake Bonney. We have a $100 donation from the town to the town of Marshfield Veteran Services from Ronald and Grace Holland in memory of John Francis. And that concludes the list. Any thoughts? Hearing none from my colleagues, I would like to make a motion. The board moves to accept the following donations on behalf of the Veteran Services Department. $150 from PennCom in memory of Jake Bonney. $25 from Mrs. and Mrs. Greg Connolly in memory of Jake Bonney. $100 from Mr. and Mrs. Widener in memory of Jake Bonney. $100 from Gear Inc., Ms. Susan Rogers in memory of Jake Bonney. $25 from Miss Lisa Antonelli. $20 from Miss Nancy Kessinger. $25 from Mr. Mrs. John Chandler, and $25 from Miss Dorothy Curtis. And we have $100 from Applied Systems Consulting, Paul Gaynor family in memory of Jake Bonney, and $100 from Ronald and Grace Holland in memory of John Francis. I'd like these donations to be provided for the health, welfare, morale, and or the financial need of our veterans and their dependents. I'd like to make a second to accept these donations.
Second?
Motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fidler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept all of these generous donations.
Okay, it's very rare, Mr. Clerk, that I get 2 requests for surplus material in one meeting.
You're so lucky.
But this evening, we have
What a
that.
night.
We have a discussion and vote to request for permission to declare surplus from the Veterans Memorial Library, and they're adding 212 music CDs to the surplus request list. Looks like the town administrator would like to make a comment.
Just in case folks were wondering, these are CDs that are broken, that they have duplicates of, they're scratched, they no longer work, and they're taking up valuable shelf space for more requested, newer, functioning CDs.
So without any further conversation, I'd like to make a motion. The board moves to approve the request from the library to declare a surplus the items previous read in as to obsolete or disrepair effective as of September 30th, 2023. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fidler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of the Veterans Memorial Library to declare the 212 music CDs and remove them from their inventory.
The next one's kind of fun, too. This is a discussion and vote on request for permission to use the town training green and town hall parking lot for historic reenactment of Marshfield burning of the tea. The historic Winslow House, as many people don't know, we had a recent update on this. Marshfield almost had their own tea party as well, thus we have Tea Rock Lane, correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
So this will be do we have the dates on this that we can announce, Mr.
November
Masko?
26, 2023, from 2 to 5 p.m.
Okay,
it's in your
perfect, number 20. All right, so any discussion from my colleagues?
Is this the first reenactment?
I think this is the first reenactment. Regina Porter, I have to give credit, Regina Porter, who works for the Winslow House, wanted to put this together. She thought it was important that we recognize, and I think, as the board remembers, and I think the chair was articulating about, and that is that we had the Revolutionary War 250th Committee before, and they talked about it. The Tories were based here in Marshfield and in Boston, and actually we had our first skirmish here, but Concord's shot was a little louder and closer to Boston for the media, so they got all the attention. We didn't. The same thing with the burning of the tea. We burnt our tea in frustration, so Regina thought it was important tying this all into now we're starting to look to commemorate the 250th anniversary. So I think it's important that Marshfields and its citizens recognize what a pivotal role the town of Marshfield played 250 years ago.
So without any further discussion, I'd like to make a motion that the board moves to approve the request of Regina Porter on behalf of the Winslow House to use the town training green and the town hall parking lot for the historic reenactment of Marshfield's burning of the tea on Sunday, November 26, 2023, from 2 to 5 p.m. That's going to be a lot of tea if we're going to be burning for 3 hours, but I think it's just going to be the reenactment as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Are you dressing?
Always.
All right.
That's how I sleep. Those are my pajamas.
I didn't mean that at all. Fine. I'm in as a soldier. All right. I'd like to make that motion. I'd look for a second, please.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the request of Regina Porter on behalf of the Winslow House to use the town green and town hall parking lot for the historic reenactment of Marshfield's burning of tea on Sunday, November 26, 2023, from 2 to 5 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Next, and kind of last on the item, is a discussion to approve the minutes from the meeting of September 25th, 2023, and also from September 29th of 2023. And without objection, I would like to make that motion that we approve the minutes of September 25th, 2023, and of September 29th, 2023. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Ms. Fiddler.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Unanimous approval to approve the minutes, September 25th and September 29, 2023.
I would just like to, before we close, I know we had on the agenda, there's a chance for an executive session. There will not be an executive session this evening. We don't really have, we put that on as a placeholder, sort of, in case we needed to have an update regarding any of the town contract negotiations, but there really isn't anything to meet for an executive session this evening. So that's why it was there. And seeing no further business on the agenda,
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Could I very rudely request one more question?
You always may.
Thank you. So this kind of ties into a few of the action items that have come up tonight and some of the minutes we reviewed as well. So this question is for either our town administrator or our interim treasurer, because we talked a lot about the market tonight and scarcity and just how difficult it is to find qualified people. So I was wondering if you guys, because obviously you're in this really important space, what you've seen in other neighboring towns, similar communities, and across the state as a whole, because I know there are so many vacancies and it's hard to find good people.
Do you want me to jump in? I'll jump. So, yes, it's been very challenging. At the time we went out and we were searching for a new treasurer collector, there were 8 other communities on the South Shore looking for treasurer collectors. It's very difficult to find people that are good, that are certified, that are up to date on all their credentials. We were very lucky. We got Sean Strobel, who has impeccable credentials, both on the municipal side and on the private banking side. So he comes with a deep knowledge, especially that will be helpful when it comes to investment of our dollars in working with our investment firm and stuff like that. He'll have a really good handle on that. The same thing can be said for the town accountant. As folks know that watch our meetings, we're having a very difficult time attracting people. You heard in my minutes that Danielle and I met with the Collins Institute. We're using them to help us design a marketing tool to be able to get a new town accountant. Right now, there are probably 7 to 8 town accountant positions open right now. They also have to be certified. They don't have to be, but we're looking right now for someone that is certified or someone that's on their way to being certified to come in. They're responsible for journalizing. It's very important. They journalize all the transactions that take place with paying of bills and money moving, et cetera, within the town. So the treasurer, collector, and the town accountant work close together, but there is a firewall between the two. So that's why we have consultants assisting, and we have Kathleen Maresco as the interim treasurer, we have Sue Flynn as the interim town accountant, and then we have CLA helping on the town accountant side, and Eric Kinshaw, who's a certified CPA, very well-known within municipal finance, helping us on the treasurer's side to deal with the real nitty-gritty, difficult stuff to handle. Challenging.
Yeah, and we're excited to have, yeah, go ahead.
they're actually dealing with the certifying of last year's free cash. The day-to-day operations are moving along without any issues at all. I want you to know that Sue Flynn is amazing. She's doing great work in the accounting office. And we've worked really well together over the years. We both know SoftWrite very well, which is what we're using. They've been around a long time. Zobrio is our cash book. We have no issues there either. So things are moving, forward. And Eric and CLA are providing an avenue for us to move better going forward.
Would you be kind enough to provide your name and either your work or home address?
My home address is 870 Marine Street usually, but no, I actually do live at 201 Arlington Street, and it's Kathleen Maresco, thank you. But, things are moving, very well right now. We need to establish a path of communication as well, to make sure that the assistants are included more so that there's a better understanding of what's happening. The conversion has been difficult, no doubt, but the people that we're working with now all understand it.
Yeah, I think Harry Truman would agree with you that it's good to have the number two informed on and appraised of what's going on. Do you think it was a good analogy, that bridge that connected the two data systems has some potholes in it that we're patching together right now, or what do you think is kind of the best way to explain that?
When we went to Munis, it was really because we had so many systems we were using.
Yeah.
We were using SoftWrite, which is definitely old and antiquated, doesn't really do what we wanted to, but everybody has different, Zobrio was brought in as the cash book management. We have different departments, using and outsourcing to different things, when Munis can do all of it. So we really need to do that, to have Munis come together. And we spent a lot of time trying to build a bridge without all the right pieces in play. And the most important thing is that to try to take people who are doing their day-to-day work and have them doing that, which is really the job of somebody that should come in and have that be, the conversion should be somebody's prime responsibility.
No, thank you. It's good to know the day-to-day is looking good, and again, it's just last year that we're looking to kind of patch up and fix, and currently and going forward, we're doing well, so thank you so much for that update. And, this is going to sound like a joke, but it's a serious comment, but we're lucky that Sean likes the water and wants to live on the water, and that's where we have him.
Yes, we are.
It's crazy. A lot of it's luck, to find good people because of all the
That's right.
vacancies.
We were lucky and fortunate.
Yes.
That's right. Now we need retention.
Yes.
So, I said that 3 times,
You
because
did.
you were counting.
I like that.
So I could retain it, and so, and do you have any other comments?
No, thank you very much.
Vice Chair?
No, I do not.
Okay, then, seeing no further business on the agenda this evening for the board, I'd like to make a motion that the Select Board meeting of Tuesday, October 10th, 2023, is closed. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Ms. Fidler?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to adjourn the Select Board meeting for October 10th, 2023.
Thank you. Meeting's closed.
Everybody.